ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जलशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथामितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेव श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्तांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी वर्षादेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so we are starting, and I see Devesh Prabhu is also joining after a long time. Give me 1 minute. Let me just quickly connect my headphone. Prabhu, can you confirm if you are able to hear me?
Yes,
You are
Prabhuji.
audible, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Devesh Prabhu. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Good to see you after a long time.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay, once again, thank you everybody. We are starting Nectar of Instruction. I mean, we started 2 weeks back, the introduction part of it. Today we are starting with the text one, the first text of this book. So in the last class, we discussed the importance of this book. We discussed that, okay, there is Nectar of Instruction, a book written by Rupa Goswami. So actually all the devotees in Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara in our Sampradaya are called Rupanugas. Rupanugas means we are the followers of Rupa Goswami. And if we follow someone, then automatically we try to understand what this person wants us to be. For example, some people follow Bollywood stars, so they start copying them, how they walk, how they talk, what type of hairstyle they keep, right? And then, so that's a true follower, true fan. So in that sense, all the devotees, they follow Rupa Goswami, which means they want to understand what Rupa Goswami wants us to do, so that we can please him, become his perfect follower. And this is the book Updeshamrit. This is the nectar of instruction. Like we were discussing in previous class, that this is not the nectar of suggestion. Suggestion is like, okay, I'm giving you this suggestion, you follow it or not, but this is one of my suggestion. But instruction is like an order we have to follow, right? So this is nectar of instruction by Rupa Goswami. In the text one is a transition from Godas to Goswami. Hmm? So let me see, we have less audience, so we'll keep it like a discussion. Okay, so what is Godas, Neha Mataji? Let's see. Sorry, I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm just trying to bring it on discussion. Let's see. Yes, Mataji.
Godas would be.
Okay, who is
I'm
Das?
thinking
Who is Das?
Das is basically servant of
Servant.
somebody. Yeah.
Servant of somebody. Das means servant, and go means senses.
Okay.
Senses. Huh? So Godas means the person who is servant of senses. Like my tongue is my sense, and sense is saying, I want to eat rasgulla. Even though I am a sugar patient, diabetic patient, but still my tongue is shouting, no, give me rasgulla. So I became the servant of my tongue, and then I started picking rasgullas. Hmm? So like that. So all our senses keep shouting, give me this, give me that, and we tend to satisfy the demand of the senses. So in that sense, all of us, to some degree or to a larger extent, everybody is godas. Hmm. Okay, anybody would like to share any other example from for godas? Anushka Mataji, would you like to share other example for godas? What, anything that happens to you, any habit that you are not able to get rid of completely?
यस प्रभु जी, जैसे फोन का एडिक्शन।
See, so what happens, mind keeps shouting us, give me some entertainment like shorts, or probably talk to someone, even though we know that this is wasting our time, but we become servant of mind, which is also one of our senses, correct? So, so yes, that's another good example, and I think this is applicable to everybody, that all of us are servant of mobile, or in a way, servant of mind, which is one of our senses. So Godas. So, and what is Goswami? Uh, I see Shweta Mataji is on. Shweta Mataji would like to share what is Goswami.
I joined just now, Prabhuji.
It's okay. We just started. We're just discussing to see. So, so what is Swami? Swami means
It's like master.
master, and Go means
Uh, it's like a
senses.
sadhu.
Senses. Go means
Sense.
senses.
Okay.
So here Go means senses. So Go Das means servant of senses, and Go means senses. Again, Swami means master of senses. So
Okay.
this text one is asking us to become from servant of senses to master of senses. Okay. So we'll discuss what this text one is and why it is important, and then how do we apply this in our life. We also read what Prabhupada purport also, and see Prabhupada's angle, the vision that Prabhupada has given us. Okay. Shweta Mataji, would you like to read this?
Uh, one second, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Yeah. Translation, Prabhuji.
No. Start from beginning. I will help you. Don't worry. You can
Okay.
read from English also. I have written English.
Okay. Vacho vegam manasaha
Krodha Vegam.
krodha vegam jiha
Vegam.
vegam
Ubdro.
madaro
Vastha Vegam.
masta vegam
Mhm.
etan eta veganyo
Eganyo. Vishahet Dhira.
vishahet dhiraha
Mhm.
sarva mapimah
Mhm.
mam
Prathvim
prithvi prithvim sa
Sishyat.
sishyat.
Hmm? So it's saying Vacho Vegam. So you see, it's every time it is repeating Vegam. Vegam is here, then Vegam is here, Vegam is here, Ubdropastha Vegam is here, like that. So many Vegams are here. Okay. Yes, Devesh Prabhu, would you like to read the translation? Devesh Prabhu, are you driving or what? Okay, Udit Prabhu, would you like to read the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Translation: a sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
Yeah. So you see, there are three Vega. Vega means in English you call it speed. Hmm. So, for example, when I was I started learning driving. So my younger brother was teaching me how to drive the car. He learned driving first, so he was teaching me. So first thing he taught me is that he said driving the car is not a very hard thing. You just need to know how to control the speed, and rest is just, you know, rotating the steering wheel. That's all. He made it so simple. He was like, just control the speed of the car. So what is the speed? Wake. So if you are able to control the wake of car, then you can drive it. So similarly, here when we are talking about wake, which means when we are talking about speed, then in spiritual life there are several accelerator that we push, the wake that we apply. But then here, how do we control it, and what we can do after controlling it has been explained here. So it says six things are here. The text says a sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, means he is not the person who will just keep talking like parrot, doesn't even understand, but he just have to participate in the crowd, so he just talking. Then second is mind's demand. So mind will keep asking a lot of things, like Anushka Mataji was sharing that mind is asking her to use the mobile. So many so many demands might keep throwing, like, or watching some movie, or talking to someone, or probably going to a place, even though it's not worth, but mind keeps throwing a lot of demands. So a sober person who can tolerate mind's demands. Then actions of anger. So all the temptations that we face, I mean, in our life, then we get out of anger. So, and then we do something out of that anger which we regret later. So actions of anger, and then urges of three more things: tongue, belly, and genitals. So one, mind's demand; two, actions of anger; three, and then there are three more: tongues, belly, and genitals, urges. So it's the shloka says vacho vegam, urges to speak; manasa krodh vegam, mind and anger, veg of mind and anger; and then jiva veg, urge of tongue; ubdropast means the belly; ubdropast vegam, and genitals; ubdropast vegam; etan vegan, one veg is also here. So etan veganyo vishet dhira, the person who can tolerate, a dhir purush means a sober person who can tolerate all these demands. Sarmam pima pratvim cha shishyat, he can make disciples all over the world. So that means that person has transitioned from Godas to Go Swami. Hmm? Now remember this thing, our journey is not finished yet. From Godas to Goswami, we have to become now pure devotee. If we are at this stage, which means we have not yet touched this stage, then this is very far. The stage of pure devotee is very, very far. So we have to come to this stage first, and then this stage. And how do we come to this stage? By doing these six things. By controlling the urge to speak, mind's demands, actions of anger, tongue, belly, and genitals. Now, let us understand first why it is important for us to control these six urges, right? Um, because when we come to spiritual life, someone will ask us to have just, when I came first time in spiritual life, some of the devotees used to say, "Oh, Krishna consciousness is very easy. Just eat Krishna Prashadam, pay obeisances to Krishna, that's all. You can go back home, back to Godhead." I said, okay. After some time, some devotee said, "Oh, you just chant one round, that's all." Then another person said, "At least you chant three, four rounds, that's all." Like that, I am still hearing, "Oh, you are already initiated, that's all." But when we read this text one, then I realize, oh, I'm still at this stage. Go das, you know, we have to first reach this stage, then the next stage comes of becoming pure devotee. But anyway, whatever we are doing, even today, either by just having prasadam, just offering obeisances, just chanting one round, or chanting 16s, everything in one way is helping us to become Godas, and everything in another way is not sufficient for us to become Goswami also. You know what I mean? So everything in one way is helping us to become Goswami, but everything in other way is also not sufficient to become for us to become Goswami. Okay, so let's first touch upon this point, why it is important. So you see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has written 8 texts. Let me see if I have it on this. Yeah. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has sung this song Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So the very first line of this song is Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhav Maha Dhavagni Nivapanam. What is Cheto Darpana Marjanam? Anybody knows what is the meaning of Cheto Darpana Marjanam?
हरि बोल प्रभु जी।
Yes, Devesh Prabhu. Oh, you are back.
मार्जन में साफ करना, चेतना को दर्पण, चेतना के दर्पण को साफ करना।
Which means clearing the mirror of consciousness.
Consciousness.
So you and then the next is Bhava Maha Dhavagni Nirvaparanam. What does it mean? I know first one. Yes. Anyone would like to share? What is the meaning of Bhav Maha Dhavagni Nirvaparanam?
Guruji, Mahadavagni means like a great fire.
Great fire of?
Fire.
Great fire of?
Great fire of bhav.
This material
Emotions.
world.
This material world.
Which is burning like anything. For example, we sing Mangalarti, na? Sansar Dhava Dhava Sansar Dhava Nalalidha Loka. So Bhava Mahadavagni. Davagni means is this Maha Sagar, this Maha ocean is Davagni, is burning like anything. You know, some problems or other keep coming. Like in forest fire, how a forest catches fire, we don't understand. It just catches fire, and then um, uh, all the government power gets engaged in somehow you know, address that fire. Similarly, in this world, you know, problems keep coming. Some problem other keeps coming, right? So let's see the translation of this first line only. So this is a translation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Glory to Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years. Cheto Darpana Marjanam, and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life of repeated birth and death." Let's focus on this one, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years. What does it mean? What dust we are talking about here? That is the question. What dust we are saying here? Like if you go out, our clothes get dirty, fine, because there is dirt outside. But here we are talking about heart is getting dusty. That doesn't make sense.
Lust, greed, anger, ego.
Lust, anger, greed. Let us understand it one in a graphical graphical way. So you see, let's say uh, let's say we have a bucket, huh? And then it has water in it, and then some tap water is coming down, and it's a very heavy pressure, very heavily. This tap water is coming down in this, okay, and then so it will keep filling up. At a certain point it will start coming out, but it will never get empty, isn't it? Why? Because the tap water is still on with a heavy flow. But somehow or other, let's say a hole develops here, somehow a hole happens, and the water starts leaking from it, but the intake of this water is still greater than the outflow. Would it become empty? Would this bucket will become empty at a certain point? What do you think? Anybody thinks yes? Okay, so I hope everybody thinks no, right? So now let's keep this example in mind, and then we'll come back to this. Now you see what happens, and we are discussing what? Dust. We are discussing the dust part. Now what happens, let's say there is a soul here. So when the soul first come in the material world, this is material world, it is contaminated with unlimited desires actually. So it gets one desire first. Oh, I want to become the king of the world. That is the first desire it develops. King. I want to become the king of the world. To become the king of the world, it gets engaged into a lot of diplomatic behaviors, duplicity, some politics. um, he will have to get engaged in some other affairs. So it will start accumulating a lot of karma, which will again result in a lot of other desires also. Or as a king, I want to enjoy this, and I want to enjoy that, I want to enjoy this. So the point is, from the very first day the soul falls in the material world, it keeps accumulating lot of desires, one after another. And whatever desire the soul is fulfilling, that's creates more and more desires. I always give the example. When I was pursuing BTech, I only had a desire to have a small job, probably 20,000, 25,000 per month. That's all. And I got the first job in Accenture. But as soon as I get into the company, the another desire was to get a good hike next year, probably promotion, and then whatnot on site. When we come here, another desire to get green card, green card, then citizen, then something else, home and whatnot. So the point is, every desire we try to fulfill in this material world, it creates another more desires in this. So what I'm trying to say is the soul actually doesn't understand that I am eternal soul, servant of Krishna. Krishna says, Mam Vansha Jeev Loka Jeev Bhuta Sanatana, which means the soul is my eternal servant. Mam Vansha, soul is my ansha, my part and parcel. But soul forgets about it. And whatever desire it is fulfilling in the material world, soul starts identifying himself with that object. Huh? For example, buying a car. Anything happens with the car, we get really disturbed. Bought a house, anything happens with the house, get really disturbed. We start identifying ourselves with the object that we have accumulated or trying to accumulate. We forget about real identity. Like a mirror is clean, but a dust is accumulating on the mirror. So mirror is not able to actually know that it's a mirror. Start identifying himself with the dust. Similarly, soul start identifying himself with the dust accumulated on it. Now think about it. The presence of soul in this material world is from time immemorial, which means this dust is not thin. It's very thick, very thick, very thick, very thick. This is very thick layer of dust that has accumulated the soul. Correct? Now, when we come into the spiritual life, now if you think before we go there, so the soul accumulated a lot of dust here, right? And this dust is not stopping only. It's continuously coming, continuously more and more and more and more and more thick layer is accumulating on the soul, more and more. Like compare with this bucket, the heavy influx of water is keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. And there is a capacity of this bucket, but there is no capacity of the soul. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Very, very thick layer keeps accumulating on the soul. And then somehow or other, Krishna's mercy that happens in our life through devotees, a hole develops here. What is that hole? Like a hole developed here, the water starts leaking. Similarly, a hole happens here, or you can say small fan started here, which starts cleaning the dust. What is that fan? Anybody can answer that? What is that fan that starts in our life by Krishna's mercy?
Association of
Uh,
devotees and chanting.
That's one. Any other
the whole
example?
whole devotional process to the whatever it is to being in Krishna consciousness.
Right, right.
Yes,
Means chanting, hearing, reading.
yes, yes,
Correct.
everything.
So that a small fan started. For example, in my life, the small fan was have prasadam. Some devotee said, "Bro, you should come to temple, have prasadam." It small fan started. Then someone said, um, Prue, you should pay obeisances to try to come every day, pay obeisances to the deities of our temple. I said, okay, I'll try to come every day. So fan speed lot more increased. But the problem here is, this dust is for time, from time immemorial, from time immemorial. So even though this fan is on, and even though we try to, we try to keep increasing the speed of it, uh, by increasing our commitment in spiritual life, this dust will not go in one day. It's a heavy thick layer, so it will not go in one day. Now you can say, okay, anyway, I am practicing spiritual life, even if it doesn't go one day, but I have faith it will go in throughout my life. So that's a good thing. But there is another problem. The problem is this heavy influx, which means the problem is, even though the fan is on, we are clearing the dust, but more and more dust is still getting accumulated. Why? Because we are still engaged in our material actions. You know what I mean? So if you will stop, let's say you stop the tap water completely, then we have a chance for this bucket to be completely empty. But you can't, let's say you can't do it. Then what would you do? You will slowly this tap water, you will put that off. Slowly you will turn that off. Hmm? Similarly, when we enter into the spiritual life, even though we are doing material action, we don't completely put them off. Then what do? We spiritualize them, which means we control them. What if we don't control them? Then this dust will start keep and accumulating. Even though fan is on, the soul will not realize its real identity. Which means even though we are practicing the spiritual life, we will not get the taste of Krishna consciousness. Even though we have spent, let's say, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 years also. I mean, in our Radha Kalachandji temple, I met devotees. Those have been coming to temple for last 10, 20, 30 years. And I asked them, yes, we are chanting. You are hearing lectures? Yes, we are hearing lectures. They are doing everything. But what is that is what they are not doing? They are not stopping the influx or the accumulation of dust on the soul. So they are not able to relish the actual taste of Krishna consciousness. So we have to do the do's of Krishna consciousness, and we have to do the don'ts also of Krishna consciousness. So I'll take a pause here. Any questions so far?
How we get so many desires or attached with the soul, life by life.
Actually, one desire gives rise to another desire, Prabhu.
Okay.
Um, so this is called conditioning. Let me put it this way: conditioning.
How can we relate it with our daily life?
Uh-huh. So, uh, my brother-in-law lives in Gurgaon, and he is accountant, CA. He is CA in, I think, Max Life Insurance now. So, I talked to him. I say, you also try to come to US, na? I say I also live in US. You also come here. You have to anyway earn money, so you will get good money. You are CA. You try your some courses. Come to US. He said, no, I'm fine here. Huh? And you ask any IT person, ask any IT person, he's saying, that is my dream actually. I want to come to US. It's been long time in IT. I have not got a chance. Can you help me do something? I'm trying my best. Similarly, you ask someone from Bihar, who is preparing for IPS or IAS, let's say in Delhi or somewhere. You ask him, do you want to come to US? He'll say, no, I'm fine here. US and all is bogus. I want to be this thing. So why is it happening that if some people are trying to come to US, some are not, some are happy in their own life, doing their own things, trying to be passionate for certain things. You ask this person in Bihar to become CA or do this, he said, no, that is all nonsense. I want to become the government servant. Why it is happening?
Because,
So in a nutshell, Prabhuji, you want to say it is
Mhm.
Desh Kal Paristiti?
Yes, this is called conditioning. Hmm.
Mm,
A soul becomes an animal,
But
let's say
Prabhuji,
in
many of the time,
Mhm,
but
mhm. Yes, Devish Prabhu.
Prabhuji, many of the time it happens that वो देश काल परिस्थिति के बाद में भी it
Mhm.
becomes very tough to overcome such
That
influx,
is true.
daily inflows of influx.
That is true.
है
That
ना?
is true.
So many things happens in office, so many things happens in house, so many things while going on the road,
Hmm.
and our mind captures all such things. So what is
Yes,
the way out for that?
that is why Rupa Goswami has written the text one, and Prabhupada has given a long purport on this to help us understand how do we do it. So your question is valid, but when we will progress further now, then we will get to know what Prabhupada is asking us to do. But Udit Prabhu, you understood, right? What is conditioning? Conditioning means you enter into a room where AC is on, then you start feeling better from outside, right? If AC is on,
mm,
you get some relax from that conditioning. Why? Because AC is on, temperature is down there.
mhm,
So similarly, when a soul enters in the material world, if the soul has become something in the animal kingdom, let the soul becomes a lion, then
mhm,
whatever animal kingdom, let's say lions are fighting for or trying to achieve for, then the
mhm.
soul also start desiring that. So we don't have any desire to come to US or do this and that, but as soon as we come into that atmosphere, then we become conditioned to do certain things in certain way.
Okay,
See,
Prasad.
nobody takes birth as a terrorist. But as soon as they will join certain organization like that, immediately they become, you know, so uh, they are ready to do such gross heinous crimes that we can't even think of. They are even ready to commit suicide bombers, that's all conditioning, and it's
And
Mhm.
yes, Praji. And how we got this conditioning just because of our previous past karmas.
Previous karma also we carry, and the current conditioning also we carry. So let's say in previous life, because of some conditioning, we developed this desire of eating meat.
Mm,
So probably in the next life, not immediately next, it might be probably after 10, 12, 100 birth also. If the desire is still carrying with us, then Krishna will give us the opportunity to satisfy those desires. But
okay.
better we purify those desires even
Oh,
before that. So that is why in this lifetime, when we got the opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness, it is our responsibility to purify all our desires that are accumulating to the soul, all of them. It is our responsibility to purify them all and elevate us to the Krishna consciousness level. Does that make sense, Devesh Prabhu, Udit Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. Anushka Mataji,
Yes, Prabhuji.
make sense?
Yes, yeah, जी Prabhuji.
Okay, so I have a question. Let's say who answers it. What did we compare the tap water with? So tap water continuously flowing, and here what do we compare? What did we compare it with?
Wait,
No, no,
it is
Devesh Prabhu, you will not answer. I want to hear from others also now. Let me see. Anushka Mataji, you would not, you want to try?
प्रभुजी ये पास्ट का ये हमारी कंडीशनिंग और ये
Hmm. What is dust compared with? Hmm? The
ये लस्ट
accumulation of dust?
को
The
ये
accumulation
जितना
of dust on the soul has been compared with the
हैवी
influx
फ्लो
of water. Make sense?
यस प्रभुजी
Okay, let's proceed. So, come
Prabhuji,
back to
can I
the.
say one thing here?
Yes, go ahead, Devesh, bro.
Prabhuji, there is a one slok in Bhagavad Gita where Arjuna is asking that how to control the senses.
Hmm.
And Shri Krishna is instructing him to संन्यास से कौनते हैं कि संन्यास के थ्रू ही आप इसको कंट्रोल कर सकते हो. So can that slok is suitable for this all discussion we are doing here?
No, no, Krishna is saying param drishtva nirvartante. Arjuna asks, Arjuna says that Arjuna says that these lower passion, the desires, are like they are compelling someone to do them, even though person doesn't want to do them. Huh? So how? So we will discuss about it, but because you are asking it, so Krishna says, yes, you are right, Arjuna. Um, this is how the person are cheated. A person doesn't want to do smoking, even though he is addicted. He knows that he is suffering because of that problem. He doesn't want to smoke, but he is so addicted now. So Krishna replies in that question. Krishna says, answer is param drishtva nivartante, which means if you get the higher taste, then lower taste is immediately subdued. It becomes very easy to leave that. So we'll discuss that in more detail in this text one.
Okay, bro.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Deshmukh. Okay, so we understood the importance of controlling different veg, vacho vegam, manasa krodh vegam, jiva vegam, ubdrapasta vegam, etan vegan. All these vegs, we understood the importance of controlling them. So what are these six urges? So we'll discuss how do they manifest. Hmm? Then how do we try to tolerate and control them? How do we engage them in Krishna's service? I want to give this homework to all of you. Um, you can please write some, if possible, like 10 lines, and more than that are also welcome. What are the challenges in devotee association or non-devotee association also? Or I won't say non-devotee, but upcoming devotee also you can. Some call it upcoming devotee, some call it non-devotee. So that's fine. So I want to know what are the challenges that you think you face in your spiritual life when you deal with the devotees or non-devotees or upcoming devotees, and how do urges manifest and how do we tolerate them? For example, you are practicing Krishna conscious now, seen some time. You might not be comfortable talking about certain things in in with others, like movies, for example, or or probably college friends. Then you might not be liking the talks that you used to do with your college friends, but now they still do it, but because you are in Krishna consciousness you don't do it, so that probably might be making you uncomfortable now, or might be challenging for you. Some people face challenges when they go out because they have left their certain habits of eating, let's say meat eating, etc., but because they have to attend some family gathering, meat is still served there. So like that, you can list down your challenges. um, I will probably share a Google form link after this class, and then you can go there and type 10 lines. If you will not write, I will keep sending you reminders, so you are trapped. Okay. You see, we need self control to achieve even material things also in this world. you know um, uh, I heard His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj was telling long time back. I heard his lectures telling that one wrestler. I won't name the wrestler, but this wrestler, whenever he had to go for big fighting match of championship, then before the championship, for 3 months, he has to do lot of practice. So he will lock himself for 3 months in a room. And in an interview, he was sharing that I was locked in a room because I am so addicted to have illicit connections with women. And if I would have that connection, that two problems would happen. First is distraction. I would be so engaged in that, so I will be distracted from my goal of becoming the champion in the upcoming championship, and it takes a lot of my time. It will take so much of my time, distraction, so it will not. So for 3 months, he he becomes a saint, saint, self-controlled. Um, Similarly, all of you know, right? All the competitive, big competitive exams that students crack. You need a lot of self-control to keep pursuing a particular goal in life. And I'm talking about material things. Why? Because all of us will be able to understand and relate with it. So why not a spiritual life? Hmm? In spiritual life also, we need much more We know the importance of a spiritual life now. We know that material things means it's a matter, which means it is temporary, and it's gonna be destroy. So even something which is temporary, which is gonna be destroy, you need a self-control. Then why would we not need something which is permanent? A spiritual life, Krishna Prem, becoming a Goswami, it's a permanent thing. If we become a Goswami today, then we become a Goswami forever, for for all the lives. You know, it is so important. Becoming a IS, you become today an IS officer, probably someone, you know, will in the next life again you'll have to study and then become IS officer. But doing anything which is related with the spirit soul, we do today, and whatever progress we have made so far, that goes on with us for life after life. So if that is the importance of a spiritual life, so that kind of self control we need in a spiritual life also. Why not? If material things need self control, then why not spiritual objectives? So how can we say no to impulsivity and negative feelings? How do we check them? And then this shloka helps there. So very relevant one. Let's go to the purport of this shloka actually. Let me see. I think I have it here. Yeah. So let's see the purport. So in the purport, I will tell you there is a very interesting thing. Once again, the translation is talking about urges to speak, urge of mind demand, actions of anger, urges of tongue, belly, and genitals. Hmm. So remember, it's all talking about all Vegas, Vegas of speaking, mind, anger, tongue, and belly, and genitals. Now, when you read purport, you will be little amazed because what is happening, you will feel like Prabhupada, when he's writing the purport, he's taking a little detour, some other road. He'll be like, what are you talking about? We are talking about a wig, and you're talking about something else, looks like. So let's see. Jai Prabhu, would you like to read it?
Sure.
Yes.
So it says in Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj placed a number of intelligent questions before Sukhdev Goswami. One of the questions was, why do people undergo atonement if they cannot control their
What is
senses?
atonement? Yes, Jai
Like
Prabhu.
getting free, or
Mhm.
like what we say in Hindi, like
Prashchit?
prashchit, right?
Prashchit.
That's
Yes,
the
yes.
meaning, I think, right?
Correct. You're right. Yeah. Please proceed.
For instance, a thief may know perfectly well that he may be arrested for his stealing, and he may actually even see a thief arrested by the police, yet he continues to steal. Experience is gathered by hearing and seeing. One who is less intelligent gathers experience by seeing, and one who is more intelligent gathers experience by hearing. When an intelligent person hears from the law books and shastras or scriptures that stealing is not good, and hears that a thief is punished when arrested, he refrains from theft.
Mhm.
A less intelligent person may first have to be arrested and punished for stealing to learn to stop stealing. However, a rascal, a foolish man may have experience of both hearing and seeing, and may even be punished, but still he continues to steal. Even if such a person atones and is punished by the government, he'll again commit theft as soon as he comes out of jail. If punishment in jail is considered atonement, what is the benefit of such atonement?
You know,
Yeah.
everywhere, all the governments, they will put a criminal behind bars, and as soon as criminal comes out of, completing his atonement, so-called atonement, he again gets indulged in the same criminal activities. And another amazing point is that this particular phenomena, first of all, is not just in India, it's everywhere. Like criminal is going behind bars, come out again doing the same sin, same crime, and police is catching them, and again they are putting them behind the bars, and it's like back and forth, in out, in out. And you will be amazed the same thing. Sukhdev Goswami is asking, Parikshit Maharaj is asking Sukhdev Goswami 5,000 years back. It's happening. It's the same thing happening now. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll see this. So this is from Canto 6, chapter 1. So this is a nice chapter actually, the history and life, the history of the life of Ajamil. And here, Parikshit Maharaj is asking that. Let me show you this text. Yeah, text 10. Parikshit Maharaj says, "Kwachin nivartate bhadrat, kwachit charati tatpuna." So he says, "Charati tatpuna." Do you mean charati? What is tatpuna? Puna means, you know, right? Puna means again, and tat means that, and charati means doing something. So he's saying kwachit. Kwachit means what is the use? What is the use of doing it again and again? What is the doing of what? Prayashchit. He's saying what is the use of doing prayashchit again and again? And then he's saying manye kunjara sochavat. He's saying manyate means manta hu. I believe that it is like kunjare sochvat. What is kunjare sochvat? Exactly like the bathing of an elephant. He's saying that this kind of atonement where we we are doing, let's say, certain atonement, but the crime is not stopping, then it's like bathing of an elephant. An elephant, if you have seen, you know, elephant takes a very elaborate bath. When he gets into the water, it takes very elaborate bath, so much so that it will be very difficult to take him out of the water. And after hours of his opulent bath, when he comes out of the water, then what he does, he he gets into he rolls himself um, into the dust, right? So the whole purpose of bathing he defeats, correct, no? So he's giving an example of bathing of an elephant. He's saying what is the use of such atonement if there is the crime is, if the crime itself is not stopping. Hmm? Actually, Prabhupada gave some more examples. Let me take from here. Yeah, elephant bath. And then there is another example of grass cutting. Prabhupada says, for example, we want to cut the grass. So all of you, if you cut the grass, then what happens? Grass comes out again. Hmm? Why it is coming out again? Because the root is still there. And as long as root is there, it will again come out. And then again after a week, you'll have to cut the grass again. Then again and again and again and again. Why? Because grass is coming out again and again. Why it is coming out again and again? Because we are not uprooting the grass. Once you uproot the grass, then no problem. Grass will not come out. So the very problem of doing sin is what? Because the tendency to commit sin is still there. And as long as we have the tendency to commit sin, doing atonement is of no use. Huh? Like Prabhupada gives example of thief arrested by police. A thief is committing some crime. Why? Because he has the tendency to do that crime. He has the desire. Because of that sinful desire that he is committing the crime. But instead of doing anything for the desire that he has, if we punish the thief, keeping him in prison for 10 years, 20 years, then as soon as he will come out, he will again do that crime. So the the bottom line is the problem is not getting solved. You know, in I don't know if some of you have followed this, but there is an every Sunday Christians go to church to confess their sin in front of priest. So there will be a altar, not altar, but it's like curtain, and one side of the curtain there will be priest, and other side you will go and sit there, and then you will say, I committed this sin, please forgive me. The other, from the other side, priest will say, yes, yes, on behalf of Jesus you are forgiven. Hmm? So and then he will say, okay, this is $10. And the priest will say, okay, thank you, on the name of Jesus you are your $10 are accepted, you can go. And then next Sunday again he is coming, sitting on the same chair, I committed this sin. And then priest will say, yes, on the name of Jesus, you have been forgiven. Okay, now I'm giving you $20. Why you're giving $20? Because next week I will not be able to come, but I know I'm going to commit the same sin. So I'm giving $10 in advance. So even the sinner knows that he is going to do the same sin again. So there is an annual ceremony also they keep. So and it's not like particular a religion. I mean, for example, if I do some mistake and I come to you, I say, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize that. And then you say, oh, no problem, it happens, we tour is human, so that's fine. But next time I again come, I say, oh, I'm sorry, I again commit this mistake. Then probably next time you will say, okay, but be cautious, huh? Take care. Next time, please don't do it. I said, yeah, please forgive me this time. But then third time I come again and I say, I'm so sorry, I did it. Then what would you do? Would you forgive me or you will beat me? You'll give me a tight slap. Say, what? Man, you don't understand that you should not be doing it. What is the use of coming to me every time and saying sorry? Right? So the whole point is that the underlying problem of having the material desire, the sinful desire to commit that sin is not getting solved. Yes, Devishpur will come to your question. Uh, so yeah, some people, they think that our sinful activity can be uh, counteracted by pious activity. Some big businessmen, they will run lot of bhandara, like feeding poor people, offering it to demigods and give it to poor people. Then they think that they will be saved. No, they will not be saved at all. They will have to go to hell for the sinful activities that they have done, and they will also enjoy in heavenly planets for the pious activities they have done. But still, whatever they do, they will stuck in the material world. Yeah, these two examples actually I picked. Um, See, some non-initiated devotees, they might think that, okay, anyway, I'm not initiated now, and whatever rounds I am chanting, 1 round, 2 round, 3 rounds, 16 rounds, let me do my activities, so-called um, pious activities, or let me do my sinful activities. And when I will get initiated, immediately after next day, I will stop doing it. Can you, is it possible? Is it possible that as soon as the initiation happens from the next day onwards, you stop doing that activity completely? Hmm? We have tried it a lot actually. Before coming to Krishna consciousness, I tried a lot to stop drinking tea. I tried a lot, but I was never able to. Even after coming into Krishna consciousness, it took me a while to stop having tea. It took me a while. I mean, you can't just stop the fan immediately. It takes a while. Then, okay, gradually it will stop. I mean, eventually it will stop. So we'll have to practice from today's, my point is. In due course of time, all of you will become very advanced devotees, will get initiated, then second initiated, will get a lot of service, will start doing a lot of service also in the temple. But we will have to develop the right attitude from today. And this nectar of instruction is to give us the right attitude in a spiritual life. You know, so right attitude is that yes, there is a problem. There is a problem, and I have to work on it. Okay. So the atonement that we will discuss also about all these Vegas um, is not to do when I will get initiated, or probably I will do tomorrow, or I will do a month after. No, it's from today. If not 100%, then at least I will start applying it to some certain extent in my life. Yeah, initiated also devotees also give this quote sometime. Actually, Chakravarti Thakur has given this verse in Smriti Shastra. So sometime they quote it that okay, a holy name can remove the sins of as much as the person cannot commit. So they use this to commit further sins, but it is a what it is called. It is called Nama Aparad, to do offense in the on the strength of the holy name. So what if we commit sin? What should be our right attitude? Our right attitude should be we should pray to Krishna that Krishna, let me suffer the reaction of my sins, but please keep me an association of devotees and please do not transfer them to my spiritual gurus. If initiated, spiritual master; if not initiated, then whoever is helping you to progress in spiritual life. Because sins are transferred to the person who has been bringing you in spiritual life. So that 10 people, 20 people, to whatever extent they are helping you to advance in spiritual life, to that extent they will start getting your sins, because they, like if a criminal is admitted into government office, and if he is caught, then both are to be punished, the person who brought the criminal in, isn't it? So similarly, if we have the right attitude, we should have this prayer in our mind that Krishna, I will not do any more sin, please give me the strength. Whatever I committed, I have been committing, please give me the punishment for those sins. And anyway, Prabhupada used to give this example that material world is 25 paise ka circus. You know what is 25 paise ka circus? Hmm? This is old, very old story village people used to say. So there was one circus, and the fee to go into the circus was just 25 paise. So everybody thought, oh, it's very cheap. So a lot of people bought the tickets. After they got the tickets, it was announced that this is a different type of circus. You have the tickets, fine, you will be allowed in the circus for sure, but it is a different type of circus. Okay, sir, what is that? Oh, in this circus, actually, at a time only one person is allowed. So there is a tent, you can go inside the tent, and then you can enjoy the circus. And then from other side of the tent, you will go out, and the other person then will enter from the first gate. So there is an entry gate, there is an exit gate. As soon as one comes out of the exit gate, other person enters from the entry gate. Then everybody thought, oh yeah, that's strange, but fine, anyway it's cheap, anyway it is circus, we will enjoy a lot, no problem. We'll make a queue and one by one we'll go inside. So one person goes inside. As soon as he gets inside, then he sees that there is a big Khali type person, WWE fighter type person, a wrestler type person, and he has a big thick stick in his hand, and he says, "Oh, you want to enjoy circus, huh? Come here, come here. You want to enjoy circus?" And then he starts beating him. And then after beating him, he throws him out of the exit gate. Some people at the exit gate are already standing there. They ask him, "Hey, what happened? How was the circus?" Now this person gets really humiliated, was beaten, but he wants to hide what he enjoyed in the circus. So he says, "Oh, actually, it was nice. You guys should also go and enjoy. You go. It was very nice." So whoever is entering in the tent, he is getting a good beating, and then he was thrown out of the exit gate. And whoever is getting out of the exit gate, he is saying it was very nice. It was very nice. All of you, all of you should also enjoy it. So this material world is like that. Whoever comes in the material world, even until the last stage, you ask anyone, say, how was life? Then he will say, oh, it was nice. In fact, I achieved this degree. Then I got so much promoted. I got so much wealth. I got a big house. Even I have this much wealth. I have so many factories. This and that is just blah 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 blah. But the real point that he's suffering in the material world so much so um, that he had to work really hard like donkeys. He is not telling that. Why? Because he will feel embarrassed if he will disclose the real truth, and then he will exit from the material world like that. So many people are coming in the material world, which is like 20 paise ka circus, Prabhupada used to say. A good beating is here. Everybody is getting exited from this world, and everybody is not disclosing others that there is a danger at every step. Pad pad yat vipadam. Yeah, these are another examples. A pregnant woman, suffers like anything when he gives birth to a baby. but after a few years there is another baby, another baby, another baby. Why it is happening? Because there's forgetfulness of pain and there is a tendency to enjoy. Drinking habit we just discussed, right? If we have someone develops a drinking habit, then he's not stopping the drinking habit. I mean, he wants to, but he's not able to. Even if he stops, let's say for a week or two, then again after second week or third week, he will catch and even drink more. He will drink more and more and more. So these type of atonements that we have been discussing, they will not help us. Why? Because the tendency of doing sin is not getting uprooted. So inability to control the urges results in sinful activities. So that is the point. Inability to control the urges. We are not able to control the urge, and we try to artificially stop the sinful activity. Artificially we stop. Now, because we are not controlling the urge and artificially stopping, but the urge will keep coming. So ultimately what would happen? We will not be able to stop and will again start it. So unless root is cured, disease cannot be fully cured and permanently. Okay, we'll discuss this last paragraph and then actual translation of the shloka about vacho vegam, manasa krodh vegam, all these vegas we'll discuss in the next class. Okay. Who will read this? Let's see, Neha Mataji, would you be able to read this paragraph? Actually, I have taken it from purport only. Real atonement. Yeah, this one. Okay, let's see who can read it. Yes, Neha Mataji.
Yeah. What am I reading? The purport?
Yes, this is from the purport.
Real atonement involves coming to real knowledge, and for this there is a standard process where one follows a regulated hygiene process. He does not fall sick. A human being is meant to be trained according to certain principles to receive his original knowledge. Such a methodical life is described as tapasya. One can be gradually elevated to the standard of real knowledge of Krishna consciousness by practicing austerity and celibacy, brahmacharya, by controlling the mind, by controlling the senses, by giving up one's possessions, in charity, by being avowedly truthful, by keeping clean, and by practicing yoga asanas. However, if one is fortunate enough to get the association of a pure devotee, he can easily surpass all the practices for controlling the mind by the mystic yoga process simply by following the regulative principles of Krishna consciousness, refraining from the illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling,
Four things.
and by engaging in the service of Supreme Lord under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master. The easy process is being recommended by Sri Rupa Goswami.
Yeah. So until here, Prabhupada has explained about atonement. This paragraph and the one we read on top. So until here, Prabhupada has discussed about atonement. And from the next paragraph, Prabhupada is actually talking about vacho vegam, control the speaking power. So in this paragraph, Prabhupada is saying that real atonement means coming to the real knowledge. That is real atonement. What is that real knowledge? That I am the eternal servant of Krishna and I have to do tapasya. So there are don'ts and there are do's. What are the don'ts? There are four main don'ts for us. What is? First is illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. These are our don'ts. And what are do's? Do's is service of Supreme Lord under the direction of bona fide spiritual master. And these two things actually keeps us in the real atonement process. That is real atonement. The real atonement is to get the root of the problem solved. If we don't solve the root of the problem, then what would happen? The problem will keep coming. So these two things, the don'ts of the spiritual life, four things, and the do of the spiritual life, service of the Supreme Lord, they keeps us in real check. So tapasya has to be done by everybody. Real knowledge means not just theoretically but realization. And Prabhupada is saying there's such an methodological process is called tapasya. See, lot many people do lot of tapasya. Hmm? You see these Aghori Babas, they also do so much tapasya. So many Babas do lot of tapasya. But if tapasya is not having param drishtva nivartante, if it is not doing, if the tapasya is not aligning with the service of the Supreme Lord, then there is no benefit of this. See, even the auto rickshaw driver, let's say, he is also doing a lot of tapasya. He start his work at 6 7 o'clock in the morning, and until 9 o'clock 10 o'clock in night he's driving his rickshaw. So much tapasya is there. It's not easy to hard earn money. But what is the use of this tapasya? I mean, in the sense, I'm talking from the spiritual perspective. For his family, he has to earn money, so he's doing it, that tapasya. But from a spiritual perspective, what is the use of this tapasya if this is not aligned with the service of the Supreme Lord? So it comes to spiritual life, we also do tapasya. Our tapasya is these four things: sex, illicit sex, meat eating, and intoxication and gambling. And this is in alignment with service of the Supreme Lord under the bona fide spiritual master, not from our own whimsical mind. So anyway, from the atonement topic that we discussed, this is our summary. Atonement means the prashchit that we do. We seek association of pure devotees. Then we follow the four regulatory principles, means illicit sex, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication. And then we engage in meaningful service. For us, our meaningful services are A, B, C, D: association of devotees, book reading, chanting, and proper diet, means Krishna Prasad. Okay, so I already took 8 minutes more than scheduled time, so I stop here. And then from next class, we'll discuss all these Vegas in detail.
Prabhuji, before we end class, my daughter wants to
Yes.
recite the shlok. She is 3.5 years old.
Okay, go ahead.
Bolo.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hari, what's her name?
Batao, what is your name?
Pavitra Nectar.
Pavitra Mittal.
Jai Pavitra Mittal Mata Ji ki jai.
And I recently bought a chanting counter for. He is. They are twins of my younger brother. So all three of them approximately same age. So I brought the chanting counter for them, and they are doing chanting whatever they can. They are doing at least 10 times or 11 times. I'm asking them to do. Slowly,
Jai.
gradually, they can develop an habit for chanting.
Jai, Jai, Jai. A Vaishnav like you can make anybody, any other person a Vaishnav. Thank you, Devesh bro.
And they all of them eagerly wait for the class. Last 2 times I could not able to join with them, so they also attended many of the classes of the Bhagavad Gita video.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Devesh bro. Yes, Nemata ji.
Oh, so the thing that we had to write on the Google sheet was what are the challenges of a devotee or like upcoming devotee, and what was the other one?
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Nayamata ji. Let me put that on a group chat
Okay.
so everybody would have that. Or probably I
So
will
are
put
we
that in a.
responding on the group chat or?
What I will do, I will put this on the WhatsApp group, so it would be
Okay.
on record. Because what would happen, I will put this on the group chat now, so it will go away after I end this meeting. So I'll probably put that on the WhatsApp group. With the Google form, I will also mention the homework question.
Okay. So the question was the
Yeah.
challenges of a devotee, and then
Yeah,
there was
from the
two
challenges means
parts.
from, when we are in the spiritual life, we are following certain rules and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
Then what type of challenges we feel when we deal with devotees or non-devotees.
Okay.
For example, you had certain encounter with devotees which you don't like, or
Oh,
in
okay.
in office in the non-devotee association, for example, something troubles you, or probably you are having hard time in preaching something, may- some aspect of Krishna consciousness. So any type of challenge you can mention in that. and then we
Okay.
we can discuss some of them in our next class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Jai Prabhu. Anything from your side?
I think no, all good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jai Prabhu. Anushka Mataji, you are good.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Smita Mataji also joined. Jai. Yes, Mataji, you good?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yes, I'm good.
Thank you.
Good class. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Okay. Okay, so we'll stop now. Thank you for joining. Vanchakalptarubhescha kripa sindhavcha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna.